most critical factor to understanding this is why such a system like this is useful and what it can do for us. Understanding that there's skills in learning how to use any type of force, whether that's a firearm or a baton or a taser. But the hard part to train in and prepare someone for is to be able to use that judgment in using the right type of force for the situation at hand. And there's another factor that comes into this, is that often these situations are very stressful, and that has physiological effects on every person who deals with it. The only way to overcome those physiological effects and minimize those, make sure that the officers are using good judgment and rational thought processes, is by training, essentially what they call stress inoculation. So what the system does is allows us to use scenarios that are very dynamic, can be changed and adapted to what the officer is doing, as well as picking up what the officer does. So an officer that may be standing presents a greater target than officers kneeling. So that's factored into the equation, what their verbal skills are, whether they're using a taser or a baton, pepper spray, a firearm, any of those things are factored into this. And it also has the critical factor, which is negative feedback. Simply put, it's a way to induce a pain stimulus response in an officer when they mess up. That induces that increased stress on the officer that they need to perform right, or there's that negative feedback. That induces the stress, therefore helping them to learn to continue to think in rational processes rather than into kind of an excited or stress-induced physiological state.